That's right. At this press event, activists questioned jury selection involving potential jurors and their relationship with police and law enforcement and their thoughts on BLM, while also addressing the need for legislative changes. Twin Cities community activists stood in front of reporters today at Hyatt Place, one of several events held recently leading up to former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin's trial.
There is no one in the world that does not know about George Floyd. There is no one in the world that is not aware of this trial. We are being watched by everyone.
Jaylani Hussein with CARE Minnesota and other activists here today are now demanding legislative changes to hold police officers accountable with a series of proposed legislative actions.
For many years, our city council quietly settled tens of millions of dollars in excessive force lawsuits.
I am asking, as a human being, that these bills be passed. This is not impossible to happen. This is needed.
Some of the activists at the event questioned the fairness involving jury selection for people of color, some fearing the same outcome from previous trials involving police brutality. Now, activists say they'll continue holding events like this throughout Derek Chauvin's trial while continuing that push for legislative changes. Back to you.